Crime chat is where it's at. We talk about crimes, and that's that.
Ding.
I love it. I love it. So let's get into this East Coast versus West Coast stuff, because that's gonna provide the basis for my favorite part of this.
Yes. Okay. So we're still really surrounding the whole Diddy everything, but this is a huge building block of why things happened, how they happened, and the biggest components and the biggest players are where they are and on the sides that they're on. So you have in the 90s really this explosion of music industry, especially in the hip-hop arena, that really starts to give birth to rap as we know it now. Because before, if you go back to like the late 80s and early 90s, rap is very different than it is today. And so this was like the blend between R&B from then and rap as it is now. Really, we got this hip-hop sound. So this is all what this is built on. And of course, we already talked about Diddy's upbringing in the last episode, but he wanted to be a part of that. He needed to in his soul. He wanted that power. He wanted to belong to that world and help it grow and have his name plastered all over it. Now, the thing is, the name in the industry at the time, there was one, and it was Death Row. Death Row Records.
Death Row.
And they were West Coast. They were settled in California.
Mm-hmm.
And Diddy is in New York.
Yep.
So he's East Coast. And he, as we've talked about, he starts this Bad Boys.
Bad boy. I'm such a bad boy. Look at me.
So we've got East Coast Bad Boys, and we've got West Coast Death Row Records.
Oh my god, it's such a cooler name. Like, damn.
We've got the kids' table and the grown-ups kind of situation, you know? Like,
yeah.
Come on. Anyway, so you've got East Coast, West Coast, and because of Diddy's, like, power aggression, I guess I'll call it. I don't really know. That's my made-up term.
I like it.
He's so hell-bent on being the best. And he knows the one to beat is Death Row Records.
Death Row Records.
So his little Bad Boy Records, which I'm making light of it. I mean, it was good. He had a good thing. He was making a good thing.
Yeah.
For people to become something.
Yeah.
I'm just so frustrated with him because anyways, like a mom moment, like, honey, stop it. Stop it.
Stop it.
Anyways.
And he had a mom, which I feel very bad for her. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. I can't even imagine. Anyways, so you have, I'm going to kind of lay the groundwork of who was in each of these groups at the time, and kind of who joined and who left, or, you know, that kind of stuff, and why it became so animus, or like why there was such animosity. So you have Death Row Records, who's on in California, West Coast, who the lead producer of this company, this record company, is Suge Knight. And he put on different artists like people we know now, Tupac, of course, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. So really big names who have very particular sounds to them. There's almost like a reggae hip-hop blend to a lot of these, but they have their own unique styles, and they're good.
Yeah.
And people know their music. And then we have Bad Boys.
Bad Boys. Bad Boys, Bad Boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come for you? Okay.
Is he foreshadowing? No.
I'll cut that part out. I don't know what I was doing.
No. It all stays. We have Bad Boy Records. Diddy is the music producer. So he's the main guy here. And his claim to fame, if you will, the protege of his whole company, his big name is Biggie Smalls. And
Biggie, can't you see?
We also have other names that signed on with Bad Boy Records and Diddy, like Danity Kane, the girl group. We have Craig Mack. We have Cassie. We have a couple others who might be well known, but those are the ones I wrote down. I just wrote down a couple. The thing with all of these artists is that Diddy always had to be in
it.
Their art. Whether it was his voice in their music or his person, his body, his face, something of him in their music videos. He had to stamp himself in their productions. Versus Suge Knight, West Coast, none of that, ever.
Yeah.
He let his artists shine.
Yeah.
As a good producer should.
Yeah.
And look at these people. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Tupac. I mean, come on. They're big names.
Yeah.
And never once do you associate, I never did, associate them with Suge Knight.
Yeah, I didn't even know who Suge Knight was. I mean, you know, because you hear the name of the artist and
Right.
you don't necessarily, like...
Associate with him with...
automatically know, yeah.
Yeah. So those are the kind of building blocks of who is where and what is what. Now, Tupac. Tupac was this young, attractive, talented artist. Again, West Coast. He went with Suge Knight because he didn't like Diddy. We talked a little bit about that last time.
Yeah, he didn't respect him.
Because, good. His spidey senses were tingling. That's good. So, Diddy was not happy about that.
Nope.
Right? And things happened. Now, in 1994, I'm trying to get my dates in order before I kind of mess up timelines here. 1994, Tupac was shot in New York.
Yeah.
In the studio, he accused Diddy
of being involved.
And Biggie Smalls. Both vehemently denied it. Then Tupac went to jail. Once he got out, he released a diss track called Hit 'Em Up. I decided I wanted to read the lyrics of this song. Have you done that yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, if you don't know this song, I did not. It specifically names Diddy, Biggie, and other players from Diddy's record label.
Oh, shit.
It talks about West Coast, East Coast. It talks about this whole thing. So it's almost like, it's not like, it is, Tupac is pointing the finger at them because it says in the lyrics, I'm summarizing, I'm paraphrasing, you didn't win, you tried but you lost, you failed at killing me kind of thing, and watch me ride, I'm going to come out and you're going to fail again kind of thing, West Side rides and all this kind of stuff, and he's making fun of them because they can't even shoot straight situation. So he's dissing this other record label, and then it's just like from there things just get intensely more worse. I don't know how to say it, intensely worse. And then in 1995, once he's out, that record has been dropped, that diss track. Suge Knight goes on to the stage to accept an award at the Source Awards. Mm-hmm. I love this clip. I've watched it so many times. I wrote down word for word what he says. Mm-hmm. And I would love to read that to you. Can I read that?
Yes.
Okay. So Suge Knight goes up to accept this award at the Source Awards in 1995. And he says, he thanks God first. He thanks his people, all these things. And then he says, anyone out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star? don't want to worry about the executive producer and trying it to be all in the video and all on the record dancing. Come to death row.
Oh, shit.
And then he walks off stage.
Damn.
So he is specifically calling out Diddy, like, dude, we know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You're messing up your people. You're messing up their time to shine. I don't do that. Y'all don't want that. Come over here.
Yeah.
And so he's literally calling him out. I love that, though. It's such a slap in the face. And they pan to the audience, and Snoop's out there. You can see them, and they're like, oh, they're like, oh, like, did he just do that? Kind of thing. It's just such a cool clip, such a ballsy move, But I think that was really cool of him to do.
Yeah.
So that was 1995. And then, so that's Suge Knight, that's Tupac. And then we continue to have this kind of back and forth, kind of pissing contest almost of who's baddest, almost kind of thing. But I kind of feel like Diddy just doesn't measure up. Ever. He's trying too hard. He's trying to be bad.
He's trying too hard.
In the wrong ways.
And it's like earlier I mentioned, in the last episode I mentioned that it was like manipulative marketing. Mm-hmm. Like he had to like manipulate people into following him and liking him and whatever. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't just, it wasn't standing on its own. His talent wasn't standing on its own. And
he doesn't ever measure up. He's trying to be who he's not.
Yeah.
To get somewhere. And I think that's why he falls flat every time. He can't be original. I mean, you just won't get far if you're not original.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the I guess the groundwork in terms of the feud between East Coast, West Coast, and kind of what was fueling it. And of course you have background players. You've got Biggie Smalls, who is Diddy's guy. Mm-hmm. And he's his big, like, flagship guy.
That's his, yeah. And Biggie and Tupac were friends. Originally.
Right.
And Diddy didn't like that. He didn't like that one bit because he hated, just the jealousy becomes him every time. He cannot stand that crap.
Well, it's like toddlers, you can share friends.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's my friend.
Yeah, and I mean, because Diddy has this mobster attitude, like, it's not enough to just, like, have a conversation with the guy. Like, he has to threaten him or worse. Anyway, so, we're gonna get into, so you talked about 94 and then 95. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about 1996 now.
Okay.
So, in 1986, as we all know, that's when Tupac was fatally shot in Vegas. He was in a car with Suge Knight. They were, I don't even remember what the thing was they were at, but they both shot in the car. It was supposedly a right or drive-by shooting is what they said it was. So in the documentary, we have Kirk Burroughs, as I mentioned in the last episode, he was the co-founder of Bad Boy and he dealt with all the finances. So, just the weird thing for Kirk Burroughs was that Diddy, he wanted to pay to transport men to Vegas from Harlem. So he basically wanted to pay to transport this group of men all the way from Harlem to Vegas, where Tupac and Suge Knight would be. And Kirk Burroughs was like, why can't we just pay for people in Vegas? It'd be cheaper and but Diddy apparently was very adamant. It has to be this specific group of people from Harlem. We have to drive them all the way from here to Vegas. And then it had to be a specific car too, which I'll get into in a second. Kirk Burroughs, he paid for it, he okayed it, but it didn't make any logistical sense. So then on the documentary, we meet a man named Greg Kading. And Greg Kading is a former LAPD detective, and he was on the Tupac murder case. So he had some very interesting things to say. So he did mention that the car was involved in the drive-by shooting. Apparently this car had, allegedly, okay, it's all allegations at this point. Nobody's been charged with any of this, but this car had a secret compartment. Could have held a gun, right? So again, going back to Diddy needing a specific car, specific people from a specific place, like, did he specifically want this car because of that secret compartment that could have held a gun in it? I don't know, man.
It was also a Cadillac, which is obviously known to be, you know, a murderer's car. So. Just kidding.
Historically speaking, if you drive a Cadillac, you're a murderer. I'm just kidding. I mean, you know, it's just facts. But so then he goes into, so Keefe D did an interview from prison, which you can kind of go into who Keefe D was just as a person if you have that in your notes.
I just have him as Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. He was, I don't have a lot about him. He was a brawler. He wasn't, I mean, this is my opinion based off what I read about him. He wasn't very smart, like, book smart, I guess. He was down on his luck. He needed money. I mean, all of the things that are just right pickings for someone like Diddy to come by and be like, hey, I got $1 million. I mean, that's kind of all I have for. He was charged with his murder because of things that happened that you're going to get into, but I didn't really have a lot about him as a person other than he was just kind of a lowlife.
Yeah. Well, so this lowlife did an interview from prison, and I don't know if this is what it's called, but at least my husband calls it like a king for a day interview. So like KVD got immunity just because, you know, this detective was like, okay, like just lay it out for me, like tell me exactly what you remember and everything, so that anyway, so in this interview, very interesting. So Keefe D was offered $1 million by Diddy for the murders of Tupac and Suge Knight at this Vegas show. And so so Keefe D, he had a nephew who was part of the Crips gangster group. Compton Crips. And so Keefe D, I guess, delegated the actual pew-pewing to this nephew.
The bad boys pew-pew.
Anyway, so of course the Keefe D's nephew is now deceased. He's dead. I think he was shot in like gang-related violence, because gangs, you know.
Guys, it's not that hard to not kill people.
Gangs are gonna gang, I guess, though. Yeah. So anyway, so this Crip gang member allegedly did the hit, yeah. But Suge Knight didn't die. So then, apparently, allegedly, Diddy wasn't going to pay $1 million for half of a job being done. So then it was reduced to $500,000, which he paid. He transferred to Keefe D, allegedly. But then, Keefe D's nephew never got that payment. Just Keefe D just decided to pay it. I mean, again, down on his luck, he needed money. Like, you know, I guess that's that. But yeah, so that's what I had for that. I thought it was very, very interesting. Because, like, I mean, did he do it? I mean, again, I can't say he did, but I mean, you know.
I mean, I think we all know the answer to it at this point. You could
so.
Answer it in your head.
Yeah.
The drive-by when Tupac was killed and Suge Knight was in the car with him, he survived. He did get shot, but not, like, barely. He got grazed by a bullet in his head.
Oh, yeah.
So he did survive, but he had a wound.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did survive.
Yeah, got hit, but yeah,
Let's not downplay his part.
He survived that. Tupac sadly did not.
And I think I was going to look it up because I don't think I looked at this one. There was a diss track after that. I'm going to look that up. You keep going.
I wanted to mention that Eminem, I don't know if you know the song Kill Shot by Eminem, but he recently he had a beef with Machine Gun Kelly, and Machine Gun Kelly was like, I could totally go up against Eminem, and I'm totally gonna win that, right? Like, said nobody ever. But anyway, so at the end of Eminem's diss track again against MGK, he says, his very last line of the song is, he talks about Diddy, and he says, he put out the hit that got Tupac killed, and then he doesn't finish it. And at the end he goes, I'm just playing Diddy, you know I love you. And when I'm watching this documentary, I thought about that song, and I was like, oh fuck, is somebody on Eminem's 6? Like, does somebody have him, is Diddy gonna go after Eminem now? Like, after he... because Diddy will not let things, I want 50 Cent to be protected. Because this documentary is pretty freaking damning. Mm-hmm. And it's just, there's so much in it. And, I can't see a world where Diddy just lets it go.
Well, and what's even scarier than that is that's what we are able to see. Yeah. Imagine how much more is on personal cell phones. Video recordings, text messages, voice recording. All these kinds of things, because the things that we're allowed to see and have access to, we think is just, oh my gosh, kind of situation. We know, you and me anyways, I'm sure people listening also know, it's always worse. Behind closed doors, it's always worse.
Yeah.
That's what's scary.
What I'm the most excited about, though, it's a new year, 2026. Keefe D will be on trial for Tupac's murder in February, man.
We're so excited.
I'm so, God, can I please go? I want to go. I want to go. Do you want to go?
I do. And that's the thing. We know that Diddy's trial was not televised, could not have cameras of any kind, any voice recording, anything like that. I'm really wondering, I haven't done a lot of digging into it, but I'm wondering if Keefe D's will be, or will also have those kinds of constraints on them. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know, because, the reason we wanted these 2 episodes, I guess, is because, the trial, all of the trial stuff, the Diddy's trial, had nothing to do with any of the Tupac allegation stuff, because they couldn't use that because it had nothing to do with the charges were being brought up against him. What I'm wondering now is Keefe D is going to be on trial for Tupac's murder. If his archival interview is probably going to come up. What he said in that interview is going to come up. He's probably going to say, I'm wondering if they're going to try to put new charges on Diddy and try to get him for any of that. Because if there's enough evidence to suggest that there was money between Diddy and Keefe D, that's another crime. That's another crime, and Diddy needs to be held accountable for that.
Right. But then at what point, yes, all of that, yes, but at what point is there, I don't know, who do you trust? Do you, it's so hard because there's, all of these people are criminals.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm the legal system is in place for a reason. If there's a paper trail, texts, emails, bank accounts, whatever, and someone died after this was sent, all that kind of things, right? Then yes, I trust that. Then I can trust you because your statement is aligning with this occurrence, right? But I don't trust a thing that comes out of Diddy's mouth because everything he says is a lie. We see the video. I never touched her. Right there. Whatever. Everything he says has been completely fabricated. Anything. So I don't trust him. But if Keefe D comes out and says something and it corroborates a statement and this and that, okay, great. I'm going to trust him more. Yeah. And I know that's how that works. That's kind of common sense, I hope. But I don't trust hardly anybody in this whole arena because they're all criminals.
I mean, the only thing though is that like Keefe D, like he was in prison when he gave this interview, and he had immunity, so like he didn't have a reason to lie, I guess, because like they weren't gonna
hold it against
him.
Right.
So like they were just like, we're not gonna do anything against you with what you say. We just tell us the truth. And so like I don't know. I mean, plus Diddy's such a piece of shit. Like I trust whatever anybody says badly against him, because like I'm not surprised by anything anymore. But I wanted to get into another huge thing was Biggie's murder.
But wait, hold on. Before we do that.
Okay.
Can I read you? No, I can't. There's way too many cuss words in it. I was going to say the diss tracks. Oh, man. Well, okay, if you're listening and you've never experienced, read, or heard these diss tracks from the 90s, please go look them up. So Tupac's infamous, or famous, depending on how you look at it, diss track, which is a complete direct hit to Diddy and his record label, Bad Boys Records. It's Hit 'Em Up by Tupac. And it's impressively targeted toward them. It calls names, like their names are in this published song. Then Biggie sends out another diss track called What's Beef? And this is where it gets kind of crazy because Diddy is a piece of trash. Mm-hmm. We know this now.
Yes.
What's Beef from Biggie Smalls came out on his album, which was pre-titled before his death. It was titled Life After Death.
Yep.
Then Biggie Smalls dies. Within weeks, guess what gets released? Biggie Smalls' album Life After Death. Who profits from that? Biggie doesn't.
Yeah, Diddy does, though.
And that diss track is on there, keeping that feud alive.
Yeah.
So I just think that's really interesting. So please go look at those diss tracks because they're so fascinating about how, as a society or artist community, we are in music. I don't know how that came out really weird, but we have changed so much in music. Mm-hmm. I don't think any artists these days, at least from America, put other artists in their names or in their work. We don't have diss tracks anymore. That was a 90s specific thing.
Killshot was a diss track against MGK from Eminem.
Okay, so Eminem is holding it steady.
Yeah, Eminem's still dissing people.
Oh no, because the other one was 50 Cent. He released one in 2006. Alleging or accusing Diddy of killing both, or at least of killing Biggie. So, okay, 50 Cent and Eminem, they're keeping him alive. They're keeping the diss tracks alive. So go listen to those, or at least read them.
They're friends.
Yeah, because they're really cool. They're funny in a very dark way to read. But it tells a story, and honestly, I think that's what rap is. Mm-hmm. Rap's not my favorite genre of music. I like some rap, but it's definitely a story. And anyway, so that's my spew on diss tracks.
All right, so Biggie
Smalls, the B.I.G.
Yeah. So after Tupac was killed, like it was not safe in LA. Mm-mm. At all. East Coast, West Coast, everybody's fighting. Like it just it isn't safe in general, but especially like with these two groups, like it's very unsafe. So Biggie, Diddy was very adamant that he needed to do this like UK tour because like he was such a big artist and he needed to go do this tour and he was going to be so good for them and for Bad Boy and for for him and for Diddy, right? It was a lot of money. So the plan was set. Biggie had his flight, right? And so according to Kirk Burroughs in this documentary that I saw, so the day that Biggie was supposed to leave on his plane, right? Kirk Burroughs is like, hey, dude, where are you? We're supposed to go to the airport. Suddenly, Biggie talks about how Diddy just didn't want him to go anymore. Said, let's stay here. We're going to have a party. And it's going to be a come together party, right? With everyone is invited. Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, cool. Okay. So, and then there was a video. So they show on the documentary, there's a face, like a video, I guess, of Biggie. Like he's talking to his, he's got a camcorder. I don't know, but he's recording himself and he says, I don't feel safe. I think I'm like someone's trying to kill me.
I haven't seen that one.
Or something. Yeah, it's in the documentary. You should definitely check that out.
I should watch that.
So okay. So, right, so the night, when they're having this party and it's a party and everybody there like hates each other, but let's be friends and have this, So, then Biggie gets into this car and Diddy's not in the car, right? He's like, oh yeah, like here's a car for you could just get in this car. It's okay. I'm there. I'll be right behind you. Right behind you, boo. Mm-hmm. And then somebody runs up on the car and shoots Biggie, and Biggie dies. So Gene Deal, who was, as I mentioned in the last episode, who was Diddy's former bodyguard, mentions there were some critical mistakes made by Biggie's entourage that night, and his entourage would have been directed by label leadership, and who's label leadership, right? So on the night he's murdered, just like, mistakes were made, tragic mistakes were made, but I mean, were they mistakes, or were they told to stand down, or, did they just, they just let Biggie kind of have to, like, fend for himself because Diddy wanted him dead, because Diddy was too jealous. I don't know. Again, all allegations, but we know. We know all of this. Nothing surprises me about that man anymore.
I didn't even get $1 million for it. Did you? Diddy, come on. So what I uncovered, or my research in the whole scandal, I guess, on the Biggie thing, was they were at some event, right? And there were 2 or 3 green Suburbans or something, SUVs, and Biggie was in the front one with the person, right? And then in the second one was the security detail.
Yeah.
And so, personally, I kind of feel like security should have been in the car with him.
Yeah, I guess that's a critical mistake that was made. Okay, I mean, why? Yeah, like what are you doing? You're supposed to protect this person, so it's like somebody had to tell them to get in a different car.
Where to sit, where to go,
Yeah.
Like, you're in the first one, go, or whatever. Well, and then there was, it was, someone, who was it, allegedly, that they were at a stop sign or a stoplight.
Yeah.
And then someone came up next to them at the stoplight, rolled the window down, so Biggie did too, because they recognized him. So goes the story. Mm-hmm. And then pow, 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 there were several shots fired. There were 4 shots fired because the first 3 were non-fatal, according to the ME. And, like, one of them went through his leg, one of them went through his scrotum, sorry. One of them went through his shoulder, his arm somewhere, and then the other one went through, I believe, his back, where it went through, like, side back organs. And that killed him.
You want to know what's really fucked up?
Please.
So Biggie, after his death, Diddy is like, I'm going to have this big, massive funeral for my artist, right? And I guess Biggie still had, like, you know, because he had albums and stuff, there was still, like, money to get or whatever. So, who paid for the funeral? Biggie's fucking estate did. How messed up is that? And how I'm guilty of this. Like, how much more obvious can you be? Right? Like, you were not sad that Biggie died because you made him pay for his own funeral. And you named his track before he got shot, Life After Death? Are you kidding me? Anyway, I mean, again, these are all allegations, but I think it's pretty clear where we stand.
Well, that, and he's a businessman. That's the only thing he's good at.
Yeah.
And I will say that. I mean, you're good at that, Diddy. You're a good businessman. And a good businessman has a plan. So I 100% believe he planned the name of that album, to be more profound.
Yep.
And it was.
Yeah. Because, yeah, why else would you name it that? And so there's just to finish up here, there's so the documentary, like, it every so often it'll, like, go back to, like, current time. So you'll see videos of Diddy, like, in the car, you know, whatever. And there's one where he's on the phone and there's text reads like he's, like, on the phone with his girlfriend. And I'm like, he has a girlfriend. This was 6 days before he was arrested. Okay. So I'm like, what? Who? Why? No. Like, who? What? Like, what do you mean Diddy's girlfriend? He still has those? Like, can we just put a kibosh on him dating anybody?
I think the problem is people in prison still get new pen pals and get married. You know, the thing is, people.
Yeah, Ted Bundy.
People are messed up.
Yeah.
And people want money and fame and glory, and they don't care what it costs.
Yeah. I just don't. I mean, you hear about all this, everything he did against women. There was an interview in there. I guess I'm not done. Sorry. There's an interview with Aubrey O'Day, who was in Danny Kane.
Oh, yeah.
And she would get emails, sexually explicit emails from Diddy. Hey, come to my hotel room. Hey, like, pictures. Diddy was sending her pictures. And basically, Aubrey was like, she was kind of put as, like, she's the face and she's, like, the hot one. And she, you know, Diddy, like, had a plan for her and objectified her. Yeah. And, like, all this stuff. And just, yeah, so she wasn't going to stand for that anymore. And then she got fired from Danny Kane because of it. And just, like, I mean, and, you know, there's Danny Kane, and there's another group that he started kind of behind the scenes with another member of Danny Kane called Diddy Dirty Money, which, like, this guy doesn't know how to name stuff at all.
No.
Like, Diddy Dirty Money, are you kidding? Like, that's the worst name I've ever heard.
It sounds gross.
Yeah, yeah, I don't want any of that. I don't want that money.
I don't want Diddy Dirty Money.
I don't want Diddy Dirty Money. Nope. But yeah, and then he was like, there's examples of him doing the same kind of shit to, like, that other girl in that other group. So, like, this is just, he has to be stopped from just lock him up forever. I know he's gonna get out. But then, you know, hopefully the Keefe D stuff, like, maybe there'll be some new charges on Diddy and then he'll go away again, because he just needs to go away forever. Okay, bye.
Well, and I think in the real best case scenario, yes. Unfortunately, money talks.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of money.
I hate that.
I do too. And I think, as sad as that really is, we have corrupt people in our legal system. I mean, that's everywhere. But I think people can be bought still, and that's really messed up, and I wish that wasn't true, and I hope it's not. And I hope he does actually have to pay for his crimes. But as we already saw with the big court case that he went through already and was already, we already got the end result of that. A lot of those
he got off on the biggest ones.
Yeah, a lot of them were dropped, or he got a deal, or it's like, stop making deals. That's one of the things I hate. Stop making deals with criminals.
There's a lot though, a lot more. Apparently there's like 30 something. There's so many lawsuits that are pending against him right now, and so hopefully we'll see more come from all of that.
But those are civil versus criminal, so it's a whole different can of worms, which is okay in terms of justice being served. And fun fact, civil court hearings can be televised.
Oh, nice.
You hear me smiling, I hope.
Because I'm going to watch that.
So, but yeah, so he has a bunch of those. Whether he can pay his way out of those or not, I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I think it's safe to say that Diddy is a piece of shit. And again, sorry for all of my colorful language, but I wrote in the description for this podcast on rss.com if you don't mind colorful language. So I mean, I warned the people. You warned the people. So I warned you guys. So anyway, yes, I think we can close the door on Diddy, right?
Please, let's do.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.